Palestinians are absolutely the victims of the genocide, the apartheid, and all the crimes that have been committed. The Israelis are victims, have been also manipulated by a racist ideology. They have been fed with fear, building on an existential threat that frankly, we need to recognize that the Jewish people have been persecuted for centuries. And this is something that I do not expect the Palestinians or people in the Arab region to necessarily understand, because it's us Europeans who have done it. Because the Jewish people until last century, and not even until the Holocaust, after the Holocaust, the reason why we had the international system the way it is, it's also because we didn't want to take care of the Jewish people. We needed to find a way to deal with them. That they have not been welcomed and embraced after the Holocaust. They needed to be pushed out. So there is an intimate sense of fear that has built into the veins of the Jewish collective, and the persecution for centuries and centuries has somewhat built into the system of this society. And they have been fed with this continuous fear of being exterminated, and there has been a transfer of responsibility. Why it's us Europeans, it's including my people, Italians, who have been active persecutors of the Jewish people in the Nazi-fascist genocide against the Jewish people, against the Roman Sinti, against the disabled, and anyone who is different, who wouldn't conform to the idea of the pure race, like the people in the global south. How many genocides have been happening in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, and in other places in Africa? So, you know, again, I do understand. I do understand from my perspective. I have a vantage point to say I do understand how people have been manipulated and instrumentalized and weaponized as a tool for a violent, racist ideology turned into political doctrine. I'm not justifying the Israeli society for being genocidal, for killing, smearing, pillaging, brutalizing, raping, destroying the Palestinians, genociding the Palestinians. Of course not. And I can't even imagine how difficult it will be to heal all the wounds that have been inflicted after this. We need to work, and we need to walk with that part of the society which needs to open the eyes and see that the Palestinians today can be killed in hundreds and hundreds because they are not seen as human, also by us. We don't see them. Their numbers at best. I mean, by our societies. And this is what has happened to the Jewish people. It's not that the Jewish people have all of a sudden been brought in, locked up in concentration camps and killed. No, before that they've been discriminated in our society. They've been they've been secluded in ghettos, starved, let die by disease and other forms of injustices. So this is what the dehumanization of the other is. I want member states to respect international and to protect the space for people to criticize Israel without weaponizing anti-Semitism, which is horrid. Because it's not only undermining the Palestinians and the space to discuss Palestine, it's also undermining the Jewish people. Because it's turning all of them into this bunch of privileged. They are not. And there are so many Jewish people who are fighting against it.